I was born in 1961. I'm 63 and have been lifting weights for over 50 years. In the last couple of those years, I've changed my approach and myself from this to this. I put up a lot of videos about my training, but this is my first about diet. My diet is pretty simple and pretty casual. I don't count calories or grams. I've been eating food for a while now and have got it pretty well figured out. I make sure I get enough protein, add some good oils, greens, and fiber, then control carbohydrates to manage weight. I use the mirror, scale, and what I do in the gym to decide which way I want to go. Since I don't have any numbers, any specific diet to share, I figured I'd show what an average day is like with some narration instead. As you can see, it starts with a hot cereal. I add a dash of salt, a good handful of dried cranberries, and a generous shot of cinnamon to the water. Once that's on the stove, I turn to protein. I have a good amount of protein with every meal, and it's pretty much all chicken breast. Chicken breast is inexpensive. It's a great source of lean protein, and chickens are also not animals that possess sufficient emotional awareness that I would keep one as a pet. I have dogs, and if I'm going to say it's wrong to eat dogs because of their ability to form genuine, mutually supportive bonds with us, I have to apply that same standard to other animals like horses, cows, and pigs. So there's a moral consideration in there as well. I prepare all the chicken I will consume for the day first thing in the morning. It's quicker and more efficient that way. There's some olive oil in the pan, not a lot for breakfast. Again, I don't measure. I'm going by eye as to how much chicken I add. Based on how fast I go through chicken, it works out to about 20 ounces a day, a pound and a quarter. That's 175 grams of protein by itself, so easily enough. The chicken is on and the water is boiling, so in go the grits, about a third of a cup. After that had time to cook, I add a very healthy 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal and turn the heat off. The residual heat is enough that it will finish cooking. Once the chicken is cooked, I add a couple of egg whites. The science has come back around on eggs and cholesterol. It's back to where it was when I was a kid. Once again, eggs are a great source of protein and other nutrients, and very good for you. But there's a couple others in the house who are looking forward to their morning treats. A German Shepherd, who is of course supervising my every move, and a Lab Golden Mix still sacked out in her bed. When that's taken care of, that's it. Breakfast is done and ready to eat once it's had a chance to cool. My next meal starts with chopping garlic. I like garlic, and it's supposed to be good for you, but damn, that chopping is annoying on video. A good shot of olive oil is already in the pan. If I'm working, I'll cook this all at breakfast. But I'm not today, and it makes the filming easier, so I'm cooking this right before I'm going to eat it in the afternoon. I let the garlic cook in the olive oil a bit so it will bloom. That's what you're supposed to do, according to all the cooking shows. I did the measuring for the chicken in the morning when I was cutting it up, and I'm adding it all now. It's not as bad as it used to be, but chicken has a reputation for contamination. I make sure to touch nothing with the hand that touches the chicken, including the soap and faucet when I was washing at the sink. I handle all raw meats that way. I also make sure the chicken is cooked through before adding any other ingredients. Those ingredients are some frozen green beans and then some peas. While it's cooking, I have a snack. The snack is one of my treats. It's also one of the ways I regulate calories. I weigh in every day and will eat more if I'm a little light, less if I'm a bit up. I give the frozen veggies a chance to cook. Then comes the real calorie management magic, rice. Rice to me is the perfect calorie management food. You can cook a ton and have it sitting in the fridge ready to portion out as needed. It's all carbs, so more or less doesn't affect nutrition except in terms of calories. Again, I weigh in at the same time under the same conditions every day. Based on that, I adjust the amount of rice I add to my food. Now, it's worth stating that in spite of weighing in every day, the process of weight management is actually very slow. The reason for weighing in every day is to get lots of feedback so I can really fine-tune the process. If you weigh in, say, once a week and are up or down 2 pounds, you don't know if you're up just that day or 3 days ago. Is it a one-off or a trend? The more information you can get, the more accurately you can pursue your goals. That's how you get lean and keep or build your muscle mass. I've lost about 20 pounds doing things this way. and that's over a span of 20 months. Lastly, I add a whole egg. It's a bit more protein and it holds everything together. I serve out about half. My final meal of the day is the easiest. I add some spaghetti sauce to what remains from lunch, topped with grated cheese, and one more whole egg. It all cooks up while I'm making the dogs their dinner. Now please don't freak out about the grated cheese. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not that much, especially when you consider how little fat is in the rest of my diet. It's the totality of what you're doing and doing consistently that counts. One thing here or there is not going to make or break your efforts. Speaking of that, as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to cheat and eat something sweet, it has to be chocolate. The more chocolatey the chocolate, the better. That's why I go for dark chocolate. There's some good evidence that dark chocolate has positive health benefits from flavonoids and antioxidants and some such. Consumed in moderation, of course. But not dark chocolate all by itself. For me, it's got to have some peanut butter on top. I know a lot of people worry about sugar. That's justified in the case of soda on an empty stomach. The sugar gets into your system very quickly. But when it's mixed in with fats and proteins like this, it's just another carb. The last thing I eat just before bed is a little bit of a snack, a banana and yogurt, and that's it for the day. As I said at the beginning, I don't count or measure. That's too tedious for me and not required. I have no idea how many calories I eat. I don't have some complicated diet regime. It's just not required. I rely on the mirror, scale, and what I do in the gym and follow the simple guidelines I've demonstrated here. Start by getting enough protein. Choose lean sources like chicken and fish. Get good fats like olive oil. Regulate calorie intake with carbs. Weigh in every day for immediate feedback to fine-tune. Take your time and strive for consistency. You are not on a diet. It's not short-term, nor is it quick. It doesn't stop. You are changing the way you eat and live so you can become what you want to be. I know there's not a lot of specifics in this, so if you have a question, post it in the comments and hopefully I can provide an answer and maybe some support. Enjoy what you see? Please let me know. Like, comment, and especially subscribe.